You know, we've all heard that old saying, knowledge is power. But what if that's not the whole picture? What if it's only half the story? The real power, it turns out, might not be in what you know, but in how you think. And that's the big idea we're going to unpack today. And this quote, wow, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? If you're a parent or a teacher, you've probably felt this. You can give a child all the facts, the what, but without the why and the how, they're just stuck. They have this huge library of information in their head, but no idea how to actually use any of it.
So this brings us to what we can call the knowledge paradox. And it's that super frustrating moment, you know the one, where a child can spit back every single fact from their textbook, but when you ask them to do something with that knowledge, they just freeze. They know the stuff, sure, but they can't use it. So what's going on here?
Okay, let's really break this down. On one side, you've got knowledge. That's the what. Think of it like raw data, just a bunch of facts sitting there. But on the other side, you've got thinking, and that's the why and the how. It's the active system that decides what to do with all that data. It's kind of like the difference between having a garage stuffed with tools versus actually knowing how to build a house.
And when that thinking piece is missing, well, the child just hits a wall. They can't figure out problems that look even a little different from the ones in the book. They really struggle to take what they learned in one class and apply it somewhere new. And under pressure, like during a big test, the whole system just, well, it overloads.
Let's try a metaphor here, because it's a really powerful one. Think of this as the overloaded child. Imagine a brand new computer with a massive hard drive, just packed to the brim with files, but with no operating system, nothing to actually run it. That's kind of the situation we're talking about.
And thinking about it this way, it's a huge shift in perspective. Our first instinct, when we see a child struggling, might be to label them as lazy or unmotivated. But the reality? It's a systems problem. We're not looking at a kid who doesn't want to try. We're looking at an overloaded hard drive with no OS to make any sense of all that data.
And this isn't a problem that just stays put. It snowballs over time. In the first year, a child might just stop trying because memorizing isn't getting them anywhere. By the second year, that frustration can turn into real apathy. They just see no point in any of it. And by year 3, you get to that final heartbreaking stage. The kid who knows it all but does nothing.
So the big question is, how do we break this cycle? It's not about cramming in even more data, that's for sure. The real solution is to install the system. We have to intentionally activate that ability to think.
Right. First things first, let's get clear on the role of knowledge. Knowledge is the foundation. It's the what. It's all those raw facts and figures we store in our memory. And look, it's absolutely essential, but it's only step 1. And then there's thinking. Now this is the game changer. This is the why and the how. It's the operating system that takes all that raw knowledge and actually processes it. It's what lets us solve problems, come up with new ideas, and, actually do things. And once this thinking system is installed and running, the results are, well, they're transformative. A child doesn't just know things anymore. They understand how to apply what they know. They start to build this resilience to face new challenges, and they gain this genuine confidence in their ability to think, which is a world away from the fragile confidence of just knowing a bunch of facts.
Okay, so what does this actually look like in practice? It means we have to embrace a totally new philosophy. It's all about activating the thinker, and that requires a fundamentally different approach to learning.
And this right here, this is the core idea. The mission is not just to explain a topic. The real mission is to teach how to think.
And this whole mission, it breaks down into a really clear 3-part process. Step 1, we teach them how to think. Step 2, we teach them how to apply that thinking to actual problems. And finally, step 3, we teach them how to act, to turn those thoughts into real, tangible results. When you put it all together, this really changes the ultimate goal of education itself. It's not about collecting A's on a report card. It's about building thinkers, not walking, talking archives.
And let this final thought be the big takeaway. We don't build a result, we build thinking. A good grade on a test, that's temporary. But the ability to think, that is a tool for life. The goal is to build the mental machinery that can produce great results over and over again.
So I guess the question I want to leave you with is this. As we think about educating the next generation, are we building archives of data or are we building powerful processors? The choice really is ours.